So I'm going to say a prayer. I don't know other people, how they're going to take it, but that's okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
You're the MC, you get.
Yeah, I think it's only right. We are punctual.
Perfect. Everybody else is an hour early.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Here comes the guy.
What's that?
Here comes the guy.
Oh.
Because I can't stand.
What's that?
I cannot.
No, I already
I know. Just when you're
see what she's going to be like that.
Just when you're announcing, put it close.
Yeah. Let's get her on. Welcome, everybody. We are very punctual. We said 2:30, and it's now 2:30. Woohoo! Anyways, when I see this crowd here, I think of the old Facebook joke that I saw where the woman had a funeral for her husband, and she ordered a room for 300 people, and only 4 people were there. And she said, well, he had 300 friends on Facebook. In this respect, Wanda actually does have that many friends, so welcome. Very nice to see. I do want to start, with a prayer. I know normally before the meal, you have a meal, you say the prayer before, but again, Wanda never was one for structure, so this is the way we're doing it. So if you will, please. Dear Lord, we give thanks for our lives today. We are in grief and great disbelief that the day has come. We have lost sister, sister-in-law, cousin, mother, aunt, and a friend. Wanda was a playmate, our laughter, our comfort, and our helper in times of trouble and need. She made the world bearable for us. We are in tears and great heartbreak. We did not expect this to happen so soon. But only you know what is best for your children, and so we pray that you heal our hearts and take away our pain. We will always remember Wanda's role in our lives. We'll remember all the good times we shared together. We pray and we thank you that you brought Wanda into our lives. We pray for her next journey to make it a smooth one. Give her soul rest and comfort, and give Wanda a new home in paradise. Amen. Thank you. Now, what we're going to do is we have a few people that are going to come up and speak. We have, I think, 4 people that have asked to speak on Wanda's behalf. And we'll start off, and Wendy will do introductions and so on, and we'll go from there. And and that'll be it. So, without further ado, Wendy.
Okay. Test. How is that working for the live stream? It's okay?
You might have to move a little closer to your chair, Mom.
No, she said it's okay.
Okay. So please bear with me today. I had double cataract surgery last week, and I'm a little blurry. And I also have fainting spells, so that's why I'm decided to stay seated. So, my name is Wendy. I am Wanda's oldest sister. There's only 13 months difference between Wanda and I. Wanda and I have basically been super close our whole life. I was attendance at Wanda's both of her weddings, and she was attendance at both of mine. Special mention to Derek today, who's Wanda's first husband, who has joined us for this celebration of life. A little bit about Wanda's upbringing. She was raised in a small town in Saskatchewan called McLean, and I call that her child labor days. It was very much a pioneer type lifestyle. We had no electricity, no running water. We had an outhouse. Everything was all done manually, and all the children had to kick in. So there was no child labor laws. It was just normal for everybody to work. Then when Wanda was in grade 2, we moved to Regina, and I categorized that as the unhappy and bullied days. We were kids coming from small town, and in Regina, the other kids all treated us very poorly. We were country hicks. So none of us were too happy in Regina. This is where Wanda failed grade 4, and Wanda is not dumb, like she's very smart, as we all know, but she developed a hearing deficit, and I think that's what happened in grade 4. Then we moved to Transcona in 1964, and I call that for Wanda the happy days, because Wanda did very well at school. She made lots of friends, and I think overall Wanda was very happy with the move to Winnipeg and living in Transcona. Wanda has 5 siblings. There's 5 of us that were born to my parents, Herman and Hazel. And then 20 years later, we discovered a surprise sister, and her name is Lisa. And she lives in Arizona, and she's joining us right now on live streaming.
Hi, Lisa.
So Wanda's personality. Wanda is extremely, well, a little bit more about my parents. My mother was very calm and quiet and loving and nurturing. My father was very strict and very harsh and very bossy, so they were the opposites. Wanda took after my mother and grandmother. Very calm, happy, loving, giving person, way more like my mom and my grandmother. I turned out like my dad.
No argument.
Wanda has always had a very special gift relating to children. She's like the Pied Piper. Kids just love her, and they just like to follow her around. She was a Sunday school teacher, camp counselor, camp nurse, and a nurse specialist working in pediatrics and also in child adolescent psychiatry. Wanda had a huge quest to have children of her own, and she was so happy the day that she got Bert and Belinda through adoption. And then when Mindy came along, she wanted to take Mindy in as well. Wanda was also like a second mother to my kids. She spent a lot of time with them, and she was very loving and nurturing with both of my kids. Wanda is also a Transcona girl. Yeah, so we moved to Harold Avenue in 1964. She got married to Derek, I think it was 1974. She lived on Harold Avenue growing up. When she got married to Derek, they lived in the Kern Park Apartments, just a few blocks away. Then she met Archie in 1976. She had a few years away from Transcona, but her and Archie came back to live on Parade Drive, where she's been the last 31 years. Her life celebration hall here is 3 blocks away from her house. Wanda's asked for her ashes to be spread right in this immediate area. Wanda also had a history of working in Transcona. She worked at both the Park Manor Nursing Home and also at the Dairy Queen. I'd like to just give some examples about what Wanda has given me. Wanda has always been a very loyal person to me. When I was 13 years old, I had a secretive boyfriend. My parents did not like him and did not want me to see him, so I started sneaking around to see him. And Wanda was only 12 years old, and she supported me at great risk to her own safety, because if my dad would have found out, there would be hell to pay. Wanda has always provided me with inspiration. She's the one that gave me the idea to go to Romania to adopt children. If it was not for Wanda, I would not have my 2 kids today. Wanda was always offered me a lot of very practical assistance, especially when it came to parenting. She helped me to cope with my kids. And my father said to me, "You should try to be more like your sister." I have my whole life as well received nothing but support from Wanda for my decisions that were not very popular with most of the world, like going to Mexico to have gastric bypass surgery. I had full support from Wanda. Wanda was a motivating person for me to make a decision at age 64 years old to go and do a master's program, because Wanda was the first person in our whole family that had a university degree, and she got it a little bit later in life as well. Wanda is also a person of very radical non-judgment. She fully supported me in my practice as a somatic sex educator, and there are many people in my life who walked right out the door, because of that. So, talk about support. And this would only be examples. I'm sure you all have others of your own. So what have I done for Wanda over the years? Well, Wanda told me that I have been a big influence on her, introducing her to adventure travel. So Wanda and I, in 1976, for 6 weeks, packed up, hitchhiked and backpacked around Europe to 6 different countries. And she tells me this was the starting point of her love of adventure travel. Wanda told me that I had an influence on her choice of profession because I became a nurse first. Then Wanda became an LPN, went back to school, became an RN, went back to school and became a BN, Bachelor of Nursing. Wanda credits me for introducing her to Archie. And this is what Wanda read at, this is her part of her eulogy to Archie when he passed away. I met Archie on February 14th, 1976, at a Valentine's house party. It was my Valentine's house party. I can still remember the instant our eyes met. His spiritual connection, a spiritual connection with his soul. We dated for 5 months. On our first date, we went to see One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Over the next 2 years, we lived together on Dubuque. I have many happy memories of the 36 years that we were together, and may you rest in peace, Archie. And Wanda's misspelled Dubuque so horribly, and this is so common of Wanda, she cannot spell. I also introduced Wanda to Puerto Vallarta, and Puerto Vallarta has become a beloved city for her, and now with her passing, Puerto Vallarta has a new and bright shining star overlooking the city, and that will be Wanda. I acted as Wanda's dating coach when she was single. And the first couple of guys that she went out with, she did not follow my instructions one little bit. And she barked right up the wrong tree, and it was not a good situation. However, she just recently told me that she finally decided to follow my instructions, and that's when she met Doug. And they've been...
Hey, Doug.
I influenced Wanda, she told me, to become an activist because I've been a feminist since the 1980s, and Wanda was not really all that interested in politics or activism. Well, she just recently, in the last few years, has become interested in all the stuff that's going on in the U.S., although she was never been like a militant about it. She's been very understanding, but now she has become militant. She decided that she's going to protest against the Winnipeg transit system, and on May 28th, she had organized a rally in front of City Hall to protest the new transit system. Unfortunately, that's when she was in the hospital. I made a post on Facebook that day asking all of her friends to do something in opposition, in some kind of a statement or protest about the transit system. And I was one among all of us that sat beside her during her illness. Every day, she told every single one of us, "Go home," she said. And we did not. We did not listen to her. We did not want to do what Wanda told us to do. We wanted to do what Wanda would do if it was one of us in that bed. She would not go home. I was also a very close companion for Wanda on her spiritual journey. We were raised in the Christian faith in the United Church, but Wanda and I studied other teachings together as well, and then applied it to our lives. And we called ourselves spiritualists. We studied and practiced the 12 steps and the teaching from the Celestine prophecy, the secret, the law of attraction. We believed in God, but we also believed in magic, in miracles, life after death, reincarnation, angels, spirits, and ghosts. We received divine messages through coincidences and from readings by psychics and mediums. Because of this, I believe Wanda is here with me today and here with us, and that she will be here whenever we call upon her. So, dear Wanda, my most amazing and vivacious sister, I hope you are enjoying your happy reunion in heaven with your niece, baby Crystal, with our cousins, Kevin and Kenny, Tim and Bradley, our parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. Happy heavenly birthday to Aunt Grace today. And also, she's now reunited with her friends Bonnie and Linda. Wanda, you left Carolyn and I a lot of work to do as your executors. I wish you had accumulated a little less stuff in your house. But alas, we will manage. As we sort, pack, clean, and move things, we promise to party hardy, just as you told us to do. We will drink Doug's beer. We will smoke the marijuana that you left behind. We will enjoy our time together reminiscing about you. Whenever your old clock chimes, we know you are there with us. It lay silent for how many years, Wanda? On the top of your fridge. And now it has miraculously come to life. A divine messenger of your presence with us. The chime is very eerie and distinct. It's a chime from another dimension. We know it's you ringing that chime, getting our attention from your home, from your new home in heaven, signaling, this is Wanda, I am here with you. So Wanda, look around at all of us here in this hall today. Seriously, Season's basement reception room, suitable only for 80 people standing, would never fit us all. Now, Wanda, look around again, more closely this time, and notice how deeply you are truly loved. We gather here today in Mass to pay tribute to you and to honor your life well lived. Look at our tears and our sad faces, but also feel into our happy hearts filled with joy and gratitude for the privilege to have known you and walked with you for the whole or for part of your 72 years on this earth. And with keeping with your Christian roots, I have 3 very short readings here. This passage is representative of Wanda's philosophy in life. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Wanda loved to dance. And this is Micah. In her actions, this is how Wanda lived her life. What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. And this is Romans. This is what I see as Wanda's parting message to those of us left behind. Love one another with mutual affection. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. Live in harmony with each other. More importantly than these Bible readings, I'd like you to take note of the memorial card that you got and see that Wanda has 2 Dr. Seuss quotes that she lives her life by. When we were with Wanda in November on a trip to Saskatoon, she showed us her memorial slideshow that she prepared for her funeral. Yes, Wanda is an intuitive being. She knew her time was drawing near. Just a few acknowledgments of people that contributed to this day. To Wanda's heart sister, Gail, because Gail did all of these centerpieces with all supplies from Wanda's house. She's going to speak too, so she can tell you later. My nephew, Jeffrey, for preparing the 2 PowerPoint slideshows today. And this PowerPoint is the one, it's just the same one that Wanda showed us in Saskatoon. He added a few more slides to it. And to my nephew, Jeff, and his daughter, Peyton, for designing the memorial cards. They did a beautiful job. My niece, Chantal, Belinda, and Belinda's sister, Mindy, for decorating the urn and the memory tables. My sister, Lisa, for arranging the live stream and recording today. To all of our cousins from Saskatoon, from both sides of the family that made the trip, special trip to be here with us. And also to Ryan, Melissa, Palmer, and Jet, who came from Victoria. And there may be other out-of-town guests here that I appreciate as well. I just don't know who you all are. They're all from Saskatchewan. This is the Saskatchewan cousins.
You're right.
Both sides
That
of the family.
covers it all.
That covers it all, right? And also to, over the last 2 months, the outpouring of love and care that has been provided to us and the family with all of the well wishes and condolences and prayers over the last few months. We also thought that Season's funeral service did a beautiful job in caring for Wanda. Special tribute to all of our spouses who put up with all of our high stress and high grouchy behavior over the last 2 months because of what's happening with Wanda, and also to Mindy as well for being that support for Belinda. And to Uncle Frank and Aunt Marie, because they just gave us a check for $500 yesterday to go towards funeral expenses, but I, as executor, decided we're going to have a party instead. And my parting words to Wanda. Wanda, I will take your 2 Dr. Seuss quotes and use them as mantras for myself to live by and think of you as I do. I love you forever, Wanda. From your admiring older sister, Wendy.
Very good. Thank you, Wendy. I just thought of something, though, when you were talking about how religious that you and Wanda were and you believed and everything. But I heard a story the other day about when you used to go to church with your grandmother, they would sit in the pews, and then they would tell the grandmother that they were going to go sit up in the balcony. And then they would leave and go for French fries or a milkshake and come back at the end of the service. Oxford Grill in Transcona they used to go to. So that was their religion. And I believe I met Tena at the Oxford Grill. So, hey, we all got our religion from somewhere. I guess I didn't say my name. My name's Randy Bassarab, for those that don't know me. And I've been married to my wife Tena, who's Wanda's sister, for coming on 50 years, and they said it wouldn't last. I didn't even get a dirty look that time. Wow. Anyway, in saying that,
Can't feel any better. You were my favorite uncle.
I like her. Here's your $5, yeah. I'm going to call upon Barbara and Brenda to come up, please, the cousins from Saskatoon, to say a few words.
Well, first of all, I'm Barbara, and this is my twin Brenda. And Frank and Marie Sherrick are our parents, and they are Uncle Herman's. That Herman and Frank are brothers, and that's the connection. So I usually don't do well at funerals, especially after following Wendy's wonderful tribute to our beautiful cousin Wanda, who is just the sweetest and biggest heart that you can find. Today, first of all, Shirley, our sister's here, Shirley with us from Saskatoon. Our brother Jason has made the trip as well. And back home, we have Mom and Dad and Gary and Grant, who's very sick as well at home. And we've lost Kenny and Kevin in our family. And every time there was an event in our family in Saskatoon, the Sherricks, Wendy, Wanda, Carolyn, and Tena, and sometimes Darrell, would come to Saskatoon and be with us when we were in our time of need. So it was only fitting that we come to Wanda's. And one last thing before I give the mic to Brenda. Last night we were at Chantel's, Tina's daughter's home, and we were talking with the cousins. We've always been very close with the cousins, even though we've been distant with us in Saskatoon. I live in Minnesota. But last night, Tena talked about dragonflies as one flew by and said, oh, there's Wanda coming by. And I said, oh, I didn't know those dragonflies meant that somebody was coming by. I said, that would be just like Wanda to come and pop in like that. And just as I said pop in, this little dragonfly came along and went right there, right beside, kind of went, and then flew away. So we all kind of laughed and thought to ourselves, that Wanda, that's just like her, to make sure that she's here, and she's always close at heart, and we miss her, and we love her very much.
Wanda was lovely. And when I was trying to find some words to describe how wonderful she really was, I had to look it up on my phone. This is what I've come up with. Beautiful, sweet, charming, graceful, delightful, marvelous, excellent, and superb. That was Wanda. Another thing we just wanted to do was to read a poem. I hope I took a picture of it. Okay, photos. Yes, here we go. It's called In God's Garden. God looked around his garden and found an empty place. He then looked upon the earth and saw your tired face. He put his arms around you and lifted you to rest. God's garden must be beautiful. He always takes the best. He knew that you were suffering. He knew that you were in pain. He knew that you would never get well on earth again. He saw the road was getting rough and the hills were hard to climb. So he closed your weary lids and whispered, "Peace be thine." It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone. For part of us went with you the day God called you home. Rest in peace, lovely Wanda.
One thing before Gail comes up, I just want to read something out here. We all probably know now, Wanda's love was for ladybugs. She loved her ladybugs. And her good friend, or I guess her first boyfriend, Jack, from Victoria, I believe he was from, got 80 ladybugs made up on stone and sent them here. That was very nice of Jack. Thank you, Jack, if you're out there. And I found something, the ladybug symbolism, spiritual meaning. There's 6 things it says. Ladybugs, angels are looking out for you. 2, you are loved and can love other people. Ladybug is a sign of happiness and plenty, a sign of having fun, a sign of love and faith, and a sign of encouragement to try new things. That was Wanda. There it is, ladybug. And thank you to my son-in-law David for printing this. He swore a few times. I just wanted the words, but he printed the whole thing for me, so. You're my favorite son-in-law, David. He's my only son-in-law. And now, if you will, I'd like to call on Gail's sister from another mister. Gail. Wanda's sister from another mister. Gail. Former Savage. Yeah. Okay.
Today we gather to honor and celebrate the life of Wanda. Her passing came too suddenly after a short illness that none of us saw coming. Even now it seems unreal, me standing here. Bear with me. For more than 6 decades, since grade 7, she has been woven into the fabric of my life. What became as a childhood friendship grew into besties and eventually into something but deeper. We shared so much laughter and so many tears. Occasionally we disagreed like siblings do, but like real sisters, we never stayed angry for long. We walked through every season of life together. Our kinship grew stronger with every year. We were not sisters by heart, by birth, but we knew God put us together to be sisters by heart. And that is exactly what we became. 2 souls tied together by love, trust, loyalty, and a lifetime of shared moments. Known for her big smile, bright shiny eyes, and big heart, everybody felt they were her best friend. Wanda brought joy and light into the lives of everyone who knew her. She was gentle but strong. Her presence filled the room with the softest, warmest way. She had passions that brought her so much joy: musicals, theater, rock and roll music, and the vibrant bands of Puerto Vallarta. She could often be seen sitting front row center with her big smile and bopping away to the music. Wanda being Wanda. Music and performances lifted her up, lit her up, lifted her up, and they were part of her spirit, part of the way she embraced life with color and energy. She was an avid supporter of PV fundraisers like booze cruises and fashion shows, raising money for local animal shelters, education for PV children, and orphanages in PV. She happily bid and won many silent auctions, which included jewelry, paintings, tours, zip lining, which she did 2 weeks before she left Puerto Vallarta, and swimming with the dolphins, just to name a few. Wanda loved Puerto Vallarta. She called it her paradise. When you know someone from childhood, you don't just share memories. You share eras of your life together. We grew up together, laughed together, faced challenges together, and built a bond that time only could strengthen. Losing her feels like losing a part of myself. But celebrating her means remembering the beauty she brought into this world and the strength she carried so quietly. There's a poem that I'd like to share. It captures the essence of what we are all feeling today. It's called Gone From My Sight. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails into the moving breeze and starts for the ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sky and the sea mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "She is gone." Gone where, I ask? Gone from our sight, that is all. And just at that moment, other eyes are watching her coming, and their voices are ready to take up a glad shout. "Here she comes!" And that is dying. Wanda's ship has sailed beyond our sight, but not beyond the reach of those waiting to welcome her with open arms. While we stand here saying, "She is gone," others, those who went before her, are joyfully saying, "Here she comes." That image brings me comfort. It reminds me that Wanda's journey didn't end. It just simply changed direction. As we move forward, let's remember the things she loved most. Her children, Belinda and Bert. Doug, who she fondly referred to as my boyfriend. Her siblings, Wendy, Carolyn, Tena, and Darrell, and their extended families. Her many, many groups of friends. The Puerto Vallarta sunsets, the simplicity of daisies, and the delight of ladybugs. Wanda never counted the days, she made the days count. Excuse me. I will miss her every day. Thank you for a lifetime of friendship. Your ship has sailed on, but your light will remain with us always. My buddy, my pal, my sister by heart, old friend of mine, until we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Okay, and we have one more person to come up, Bonnie Stevens. Looking like part of the baseball team. I wouldn't want to mess with that team. Wow.
Hey, I have a bag of tricks that I need close to me here, so I'm just gonna pull this chair off if you don't mind. Yep. Okay, and a glass of water because I'm really gonna dry.
Are you okay there? You got...
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. Okay, I've got, can everybody hear me? I think. I have this all written down because if I don't stick to the script, I'm going to break down, which isn't a bad thing. Anyway, good afternoon, lovely people. Sad, but lovely people nonetheless. Okay. Wanda has been part of my life forever. Almost. She's always been there. Okay, first off, early 70s, Tom, my first husband, was in the wedding party for our buddy Derek. Where are you, Derek? Thought somebody said he was here. Put your hand up. There you are. Anyways, and our buddy Derek, well, his bride, oh, that's Wanda. I know her. That's Wendy's sister. I sort of knew Wendy from high school. Then, a couple of years later, as I was working at Park Manor, they hired a new nurse on. And there's Wanda again. She actually worked with my mother at one point. I'm not sure of the timeline. Anyway, Wendy and I had hired on several months earlier, and the three of us kind of gravitated towards each other, and we became friends. One summer day, we decided to go to the Pandora for a beer after work. In uniform. In uniform? What were we thinking? You know what? Where's Wendy? We blame you because you're older and you're supposed to know better. Yeah, she's older like by 1 day from me. And of course, we're sitting there chatting, and if anybody knows the Pandora, at 3:30 in the afternoon, they have a certain type of entertainment on stage in preparation of the influx of the CN. Yeah. Wait. The proprietor actually approached us and said, "You three up there in uniform, you could make a lot of money." Imagine. Anyway, so needless to say, we chugged our beer quick and got out of there. Yeah. Anyways, the first time Tom and I went out after Dale and Cameron were born, it was about 6 weeks following, was to a wedding. And Wanda was there, marrying Archie. And we sat with Jim and Gail, and we had a blast. It was such a good time. One day, not too far after, maybe, 6 months after that, I needed help with swimming lessons. I needed an extra pair of hands for the boys. And Wanda was there. Anyways, and one evening, this is getting really sad, we had plans with Wanda and Arch and Gail and Jim, and somehow we were all meeting at our place, and but Wanda wasn't there. Sadly, they were in the hospital, Wanda having lost their baby. The dime on the memory table is a nod to that precious life. Okay, fast forward to the mid-'80s. A bunch of us gals decided we wanted to play ball. And the Twisted Sisters were established, and we joined the Transcona Ladies Slow Pitch League. A couple of years in, Jeannie Unger, cook, Jeannie's on live stream. Say hi, Twisted. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie says, I have a friend. And we're, of course, recruiting for baseball players. And the next game, there's Wanda. And Wanda made the hats. Wait a minute. This hat. This hat. Do you guys remember this? I don't remember this. I mean, I remember the hat. I don't remember the occasion. Does anybody remember the occasion?
The birthday party for the league, the 25th birthday anniversary of the league.
Oh, thank you, Patty.
Decorated table. I wanted the hobby needed hat.
Okay, yes, of course. Okay, so this is the hat that Wanda gave us, and I still have it. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. My husband's having a heart attack. I've got so much stuff at home. And yeah, okay. So this hat. Where am I here? Okay, there's one day at a game, someone showed up with a boombox playing We're Not Gonna Take It. And that was Wanda. We, of course, the other team was poor sports and they made us turn it off. And then one day we were playing out of the Bayview Diamonds, and some yahoo let his dog do his business in our outfield. Well, Wanda was really upset, and there's Wanda coming with a bag and picking up the doggy doo, and she marched right over to the guy's truck and dropped it on his seat. That was Wanda. Yeah. And then Transcona Stadium playoff weekend. Somebody's coming with her wagon loaded with Jello shots and slushies. That was Wanda. The Twisteds were guaranteed a good time, win or lose. And most often we lost, but it was still fun. The Twisted Sisters have an annual spring training weekend in Grand Forks. It involves a lot of walking, as in mall walking, and one-arm presses, followed by a daily fashion show. Someone gets the bragging rights for the deal of the weekend. Now, who's buying a honkin' big diamond ring that's a ridiculous steal? There's Wanda at the jewelry counter in Kohl's. One weekend I was going, I needed a roomie, and there was Wanda. And that was the year I ended up, now come on you guys, I ended up driving on a sidewalk, and there's Wanda telling me that I'm not supposed to be on the sidewalk. Yeah, I knew that. And of course, trying to get off as quickly as I could, and the locals saw me, and they were laughing and pointing fingers and taking pictures. And anyway, in my defense, the sidewalk was really wide. Yeah. Okay, another time, we ended up driving in the wrong direction after a stop. I think we stopped at Walmart, and we were heading into Grand Forks. Wanda decided to head south. And I wasn't paying any attention too much, so about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles in, and I'm looking at these signs thinking, I think we're going the wrong way. Yeah, we were headed to Fargo. So needless to say, we had to turn around. We got it sorted out. Then another year, I elected not to go to spring training, but Kendra wanted to go. And there's Wanda, taking my daughter under her wing. I believe, that weekend, Wanda was actually questioning her love of Fireball. Yeah. Okay, I have to go back this way. Wanda often opened her home for breakfast, costume construction, and lyric composition in aid of wind-up celebrations. She helped to cement a 40-year bond with all the Twisted Sisters. Okay, I need a drink. Okay, moving along. In 2018, my sis, myself, and a good girlfriend were planning a trip to Ireland and Scotland. We needed a fourth. There's Wanda. She didn't hesitate and invited us to her home for a planning meeting, which of course included lunch. Wanda loved the challenge of searching for and booking accommodations, and we were completely shameless in taking advantage of that. The trip was great, so much history. And one day, as we were touring one of the many castles out there, we chanced upon a young lad in a kilt playing his bagpipes. The look on Wanda's face was one of absolute joy. I have that up here. She was such a delight to travel with, finding joy in almost every situation. It was pretty amazing how well the four of us got along. Wanda, of course, would occasionally take off on her own. The woman was fearless, but she was not foolish. We didn't worry overly when she went solo. Wanda had labeled us the Irish Rovers for that particular trip, but we needed to change it for our next trip, which was in Newfoundland. So we adopted the little moniker, the Traveling Wannabes, little note to Willoughbys on our next trip. That trip was all about icebergs, minke whales, puffins, lobsters, and Suesters. Time to change my hat. Oops. There we go. Sylvester's. Yes, it was. This hat Wanda presented to us toward the end of our trip. Okay, one story. Yes, I knocked it, didn't I? It was at this trip we ended up in Halifax, and this was when Wanda. You still can't hear me. Okay, I'm sorry. Are we good now? Okay. This is a perfect souvenir of Newfoundland, and Wanda presented it to us one day towards the end of our trip when we were in Halifax, and it just is so fitting. I would like to think this, okay, wait a minute, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. Okay, our most recent trip was our African safari. I would like to think that this was one of her more remarkable adventures. It was exciting, joyful, awesome, bumpy, smelly, and dusty, and even terrifying. Sometimes all in one day. We took a hot air balloon ride over the Serengeti, and Wanda was very apprehensive about getting into the basket. With much encouragement from us, she squashed that fear and was able to enjoy the experience. And needless to say, she was very proud of herself. Wanda was very mesmerized by the giraffes. She was just so joyed, when she saw the giraffe. They are so graceful and so majestic. And of course, in all of this is Mexico. Wanda has wintered in Puerto Vallarta for the past several years. My husband and I are in Bucerias, which is a small town just north of PV. Each time Wanda wandered into Bucerias, she would contact us. And we would be El Trevero for the Coochie Coochie Band, we'd be at the Blessing of the Boats, and there's Wanda. The Chalk Art Walk, and there's Wanda. The Crazy Strings at Vicky's was our latest thing, and there was Wanda. And of course, anybody that goes down there, there's a few. She was always at the Little Bee, which is a little spice store just not too far from where we are. Very popular and a beautiful little store. I struggle to finish this because there isn't going to be any more. There's Wanda. Wanda has an interesting connection with the spirit world that I envy. One of the wannabes suggested that Wanda's on another level, paving the way for our next adventure. And I'll go with that. Love you and miss you, Wanda, till we meet again. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, that is our list of speakers. We do have a bit of time if there's anybody else who's been sitting there thinking, gee, I have something to say. We welcome you to come up and say. If not, oh, we do have, yeah, okay. No. Joe, you're sitting in the cheap seats. You can try it. I don't know.
Okay, hi everybody. My name's Lisa, and Wanda was a special friend. I met her at Health Science Center, and she was also a landlord, and she helped me out with landlord duties. So I don't know if anybody knew that side of Wanda, but she was a good landlord and very kind and good to people. But Wanda always encouraged my singing. She may have asked me to sing at her service, I can't remember. So I'm gonna sing the song, The Rose, for my beautiful friend up in heaven. And until we meet again, Wanda, I would pick you as a friend 1,000,000 times over. Again, if I had to choose, you've been a very loyal, special friend to me, and I will never forget you. And you will always be my friend. Thank you. Sorry, there's a little ad.
Use your fun.
Strategic tower defense battles that actually get intense.
Over 50 minutes.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. And the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
I'm just glad that wasn't a duet. I wasn't ready. Okay, Mindy.
Hi, everybody. My name's Mindy. It's so nice to see everybody, all the love and people that showed up for Wanda and all of us tonight, or today, I guess. So I'm Belinda's sister, and I met Wanda 16 years ago. Belinda, I don't know if everyone knows this story, but Wanda adopted both Belinda and Bert. And I guess when I found this out when I met Wanda, but when I was born, she got a phone call And they were like, well, there's another one. Do you want another child? And at the time, I don't know what had happened, but they said no. And I just want to say that that was probably the best decision of their lives, because all of us growing up together, I think, would have been interesting, let's just say. So Belinda and I know Wanda just adored and loved Belinda so much. And we were going through her belongings at her house, which was a little experience, let's say. But anyways, we came across a couple letters, and I figured I'd read them out just because, I don't know, they mean a lot. So she had written a letter of, I guess, the first day that they had gotten Bert, as well as the first day that they got Belinda. As for Bert, I know he's estranged from the family, but he did, message us, and he knows about everything that's gone on, and he wanted to pass along a message to Wanda that he appreciates all the love and care that she gave him throughout his life and upbringing, even though he's not still connected with the family. So this was a letter that we found. It's called Belinda's Adoption Story. Oh, wait. This one, okay. On May 25th, 1990, Belinda met her mom and dad. Belinda was sitting in a walker. Belinda smiled when she saw her mom and dad. She had sparkly brown eyes and hardly any hair. She couldn't stand alone, so she just held onto the furniture when standing. Belinda had no teeth. She said, "Baby," and "this." Belinda had a pink soother that she always kept close to. She looked like Maggie on The Simpsons with her soother. That day, her mom and dad gave her a bath and put her to bed. They bundled her up tightly in a blanket. Belinda smiled at her parents and went to sleep. In the morning, she had wiggled her way out of the blanket. Her mom and dad took her home to her new house and crib, the beginning. And this was Bert's. And if anyone knows Bert, he was adopted when he was 5, so he's we know him now still, and he's a little bitter, let's just say, his personality-wise. So this is fitting for what we know him, how we know him now. When Bert was 5 years old, we brought him home. The first time he walked in the house, he said, "What a messy house." One day, Bert said to his mom, "I don't like you." This hurt the mom's feelings, but she understood how scary it must be to be adopted when you're 5 years old. When the family went to visit someone, Bert would ask, "Could I go and live with them now?" We said no. Bert said, "I don't want to live with you." We said, "Too bad, Bert. You better get used to it because we're keeping you." Lo and behold, once Belinda and I kind of met and we found all the rest of our family. In total, there's 7 kids. So Wanda and Away ended up with, 6 more children. And then I guess I'll just read this last letter. Belinda had found this, I think, in one of the jewelry boxes. She had never seen it before. But it's a letter that Wanda wrote to her. So, "Belinda, you are a good daughter because you are ours. We like you just the way you are. You are honest, respectful, funny, kind, empathetic, and sincere. Belinda, the things we, your parents, like about you are your cheerful disposition. When you are teasing us, you help us with the chores around the house and keep your room neat most of the time. You help clean our home. You organize our cupboards without being asked, and you make things easier to find. You're responsible by making your own healthy lunches. You feed our pets Boots and Tiger. I love it when you sing. You have a beautiful voice. Most of all, we like sharing our love with you. Love, Mom and Dad." So, Wanda, Belinda, my mom and I, it was kind of nice in the last couple of years. We connected, and we had gone to Puerto Vallarta a couple times, and I know Wanda always loved hearing Belinda sing, and in Puerto Vallarta, Belinda, I don't know, let loose, and she was able to get up on stage and sing, and Wanda was always there. And Wanda attended all of her choir performances, and I know she was super proud of just kind of Belinda and what Belinda's become is, it's difficult kind of growing up, especially like being adopted and stuff. We struggle with our own personal things, but I know Wanda just appreciated kind of where Belinda's taken her life. And then also going back to the Puerto Vallarta thing, Wanda was always down for an adventure. So the last time that we went, she had planned this whole Girls Gone Wild in Puerto Vallarta. And it was all of us, like Belinda, myself, my mom, and Wanda. And we had a fun night. We went out for New Year's, and of course it was Wanda and I that were on the dance floor, because my mom's a little shyer. Like Belinda is more reserved, and I'm a little bit more, I would say, like social and outgoing. And then my mom's a little more reserved. And we always joked around, we were like, yeah, our moms just prepared us for each other. But anyways, I don't know, it was kind of all over the place. I didn't like plan anything, but I really wanted to just share those letters and get to see a whole view of everyone that loves Wanda. So thank you so much.
Is there anybody else? We're all good? All right, then, in closing, I just want to say something, a bucket list. We all have a bucket list. I think Wanda had probably fulfilled her bucket list with all the things that she did and places she's been, people she's met. I think there was only one thing left on her bucket list, and that was to see her departed friends and family. So now I believe Wanda's, sorry dear, 50 years. Wanda's bucket list, supposed to be, Wanda's bucket list, I believe, is now complete. She is now soaring with the angels, meeting old friends, being with family, and looking down on us, and to make sure we all are happy. And let's all take a little bit of Wanda in us with our friends and with our other people out there. Thank you so much, everybody. I forgot, PowerPoint presentation.
Are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Skies are blue, that you dare to dream really do come true.
but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Oh, cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your.
Girls gone wild. Okay, let me come back here. Girls gone wild with us.
C'est pour toi, Dick. Bon voyage. And now I travel each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step upon the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I made love more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my subside. I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
Here's mine.
Hi, Uncle Randy. This is Santa.
Here's mine.
Where's Santa?
Say Merry Christmas.
Where's Santa? Where's Uncle Randy? Where's Belinda? Can you wink? Can you wink? Oh, thank you. That was a good wink. Say bye-bye. That was funny.